Hey folks, welcome to lesson 7. This week we are moving on to a new writing assignment, and you'll notice a change in the general schedule outline. While the weekly schedule will be in general the same, you have the grammar lesson per usual, you have the reading and discussion, paragraph and essay development, and a writing assignment that builds up to your final paper for this section of the course. So again, while the weekly structure is the same, we have, instead of a 2-week per essay structure like we've had the first the first 6 weeks of the semester for 6 lessons, this week we move into a 3-week structure. So we've expanded this, meaning you've got more time to work on this essay, which is good because it's a persuasive essay. It's a little different than the essays we've written about before. Before I move on to that, though, just wanted to point out I've got my lesson notes updated, Power and Influence by Persuasion, my weekly I'm a Mormon highlights, also my thoughts on the Mormon vision of language. This week I posted something a little different, not a video, but a link to some thoughts that I shared elsewhere about a sacrament meeting sermon I gave. You can also listen to my sacrament meeting sermon if you would like to do that. No, I won't force you to do that. But that's in my lesson lowdown. Just wanted to point that out. Also, the lesson 7 main page. This week we'll be talking about improving your writing style, and you will begin the first stages of writing a 2 to 3 page persuasive essay. So this next essay is about double the length of the essays that have come before it. The last essay, the critical thinking essay, in a sense built up to this essay because you were thinking through a topic and coming up with your position on that and thinking through it critically. That's the same sort of thing you'll be doing with the persuasive essay, which will just be longer. Now, in the persuasive essay, we've got the project guidelines here. It should be 2 to 3 spaces long, or 2 to 3 pages long, and you must first, you will identify a problem and propose a solution, or you will take a stance on a controversial issue. So you can choose either of those, identifying a problem and then proposing a solution, or you can take on this controversial issue. You can discuss your opinion on that controversial issue. Now, in this paper, you're trying to convince your reader that the issue is truly a matter of concern and why they should be concerned about it. So you need to persuade them that your solution is the best, or your opinion is the best on the matter. Now, you have to provide clear reasons and examples. I've also wanted to point this out. You don't have to do formal research on this or to include secondary resources, but you can if you would like to. So you don't have to bring in outside research, but if you do, make sure you're using the quotations as we've discussed. Make sure you introduce it to provide some context, that you provide the quotation, and then after you provide the quotation, that you interpret it, that you tie it back into your argument. So just wanted to point that out. Also, here's the rubric for the assignment. Review that to be sure that you are capturing everything in the essay that I will be looking for as I read it. And this week, your writing assignment will be to create an explanatory outline of your essay. Now, the explanatory outline is not just a general outline. What the explanatory outline is you will be you'll be explaining really what each section or paragraph of the essay you'll be discussing in each section. So that's what an explanatory outline is. Here's an example of one, just like this. You'll provide your thesis statement and then kind of general topics that you'll be discussing, topic statements, I suppose, for each remaining essays, things that you'll be addressing throughout the remaining part of the essay. So you need to bring 3 copies of that to your gathering, which will be Thursday, and you'll submit it via this window here. It needs to be word processed per the guidelines here. Again, just open this, submit it, And actually, it looks like you will just copy and paste it in here again, which is just fine for this assignment. So just be sure that you've got all the information in there. That's what matters for this part of the assignment. And then the final will be due at the end of week 9. So you've got from the beginning of lesson 7 to the end of lesson 9 to craft your persuasive essay. And that's really everything I've got for the week. Remember the class discussion board. Some of you have already stepped in there and started discussing things for the week. We'll be talking about what position you're taking on the topic or controversy, why you chose it. Are you still unsure of the point you want to make or the position you want to take? If so, why? Feel free to share your uncertainties about the assignment in the discussion board, because maybe some of your peers might have some insights that can help you to press forward and to gain confidence in your writing. So just feel free to be open about the struggles that you're having and the opportunity that you have with this persuasive essay. And that's really all I've got for you now. If you have questions about anything, please do feel free to let me know. My inbox is always open.